said that it wasn't a shot that Rohit should have played. But Rohit Sharma, at the end of the day in the press conference, was unrepentant. He said that shot at times yields you a boundary or a six, and at times you get out like this, and it's not that he played a bad shot.
Well, I think it was a very ordinary shot, because look at the situation. You are just before tee, you're well set, you've done all the hard work, you're in control. There's no need to do that. If you remember, something similar happened in the previous game when he made a 50 and was caught at the mid-wicket boundary. That was towards the close of play. So I think Rohit Sharma is not doing justice to his own ability. He's a class player. He's got loads of talent. He's a quality, player in other formats. But he's not doing justice to himself, and he's also hurting the Indian team. I think this was pretty ordinary. And the reason we are disappointed is because we expect more from him. I think in terms of ability and class and potential, he's far above everybody else, except maybe one or two players in the Indian team. So as a senior player, as a person who's set in control of the game, to give it away like this and expose the other batsmen, I think is not good. So he might defend his shot. Maybe he's right. Had he connected and had gone for a six, we would have been applauding. But in a test match situation, I think there was no need to try that shot at that moment. So I think he's let himself down. He's let the Indian team down also.
Gurkirat, coming to you, would you say Rohit Sharma, once he saw a spinner coming, Nathan Lyon, in this respect, he just got a little bit carried away and he was tempted to go for that shot?
Maybe yes, but as a fan, I had flashbacks of Adelaide 2018. He played a similar shot, and somewhere Nathan Lyon knew that he's going to come down the track, and he pulled his length back. He was also beaten in the flight, so it was not something that was necessary at that stage. And if you actually see the field, there were enough spaces on the leg side for him to just sort of knock it around and take a single, because he knew he was beaten in the field. In the flight, and the trajectory was such that he didn't even have the room to free his arms. So it was a bad shot, whichever way you look at it, whether you look at it from an execution point of view, whether you look at it from a match situation point of view, or whether you look at the whole situation where you already know that you don't have your best batsman in the side already, you don't have Hanuma Vihari, and you know that Australia has put on a big score on the board, and you're going to bat fourth. So and he's coming off a similar dismissal in the last test where he got caught on the boundary again, and that was also close to play. It would have been you could have been sort of less harsh had it been, say, a young player who was 22 or 23 years old. But not really with
expected
someone like
of Rohit Sharma. Amrit, I would like to come back to you at this point. We are discussing the shot that got Rohit Sharma out. But when you saw that innings of 44, would you think that Rohit Sharma of the old is of the new is very different from what he was when he used to play Test cricket a few years back? He has made certain technical adjustments. And would you like to tell our viewers how different he is now?
Well, see, he went to Australia. He was in quarantine for a long time. He didn't play cricket after the IPL for a long break. But the 3 innings he's played, he's looked in control. He's more assured. He's more at peace with himself. And I think he's a good start. He looked in complete control of the situation. So I think it's just maturity. I think it's the confidence of making runs in other formats, which he's carrying into Test cricket. So that is why his failures affect everybody, the team, more than, say, a youngster failing. If Shubman Gill doesn't make runs in a couple of innings, Mayank Agarwal fails, Prithvi Shaw fails, it is different. Rohit Sharma being in control, dominating the bowling, looking in no trouble whatsoever, and then suddenly giving it away, I think does a lot of damage to the team, to the morale. Also, you got 6 batsmen. Mayank Agarwal is, playing not because of form, but because there's nobody else. And so you got very thin batting. So you also need to look at the responsibility which Rohit carries into this innings and into the game. So that's why his dismissals in the previous game and this game are very unfortunate.
Anis, let me ask. Right, please finish. Yeah, please go ahead.
No, because I'm repeating myself, but he is a better player than others. There's maybe with the exception of Rahane or Pujara in the Test team.
Right.
And him, after having done all the hard work and with a lapse of concentration, maybe misjudgment, maybe poor shot selection, to just get out is very troubling for the team.
Anis, if you were the mentor to this boy Rohit Sharma, mentor to the Indian cricket team, would you at this point of time be telling Rohit Sharma, look at your overseas average and you have one innings to redeem yourself, you will have a shot of redemption in the second innings and it's the average that you need to go out and improve?
Absolutely, Rika. Like Amrit and Gurpreet mentioned, that shot was not required. Now it's all about temperament. Rohit Sharma has not succeeded abroad is just because of the temperament. He has the talent, as everybody says, but it's what matters in Test cricket is temperament, how you can hold yourself. Obviously, he wanted to dominate Nathan Lyon to ensure that he can take the attack to him. But Test cricket is a different game. You've got to give yourself time. And Lyon was only in his third over, and he was getting the singles. But Rohit Sharma, as you said, that if I have to tell him something, he's too good a player for me to say something. But if he really understands his importance in the team in the absence of Virat Kohli, he himself would have understand that it was a big mistake, but he got to admit that he had made a mistake which he's not ready to.